This kapitel talks about the victories that David had over nations that weren't part of the 7 nations that were promised to the Jewish people. The reason why David went to war with these nations is because they tried to take land from the Jewish people, and because of that, David consulted with the Sanhedrin, who determined that it was the right thing to wage war against Edom and Aram, who joined armies to fight the Jewish people. Now, regarding if this piece of land, which is called Syria, is sanctified for Trumas and Maasros, that's a separate discussion, which I'm not going to get into, but in the Gemara, it's referred to the land as the land of Syria. After stating that David was victorious in this war, David talks about the future and the times before Mashiach, that it seems that God has forsaken the Jewish people, and it looks like the Jewish people are losing. But he talks about the past, how in the past God had helped the Jewish people, and he talks about this, that the David's dynasty is going to be restored, and he asked from God that he should help his nation, just like he had helped us in the past. Mamnatseach, for the conductor, Shushan Edus, literally means the rows of the testimony, which refers to the Sanhedrin, the court that David consulted with in order to wage war, as we said in the introduction. Michtam, certain type of psalm, David, Lalamid, for David to instruct, which means that the Sanhedrin had instructed David that this war against Aram and Edom was a just war, and that it was the proper thing to do. Batsoisoi es Aram Narayim, when he made war against Aram Narayim, Bes Aram Tsoivan, against Aram Tsoiva, Vayoshev Yoav, and Yoav, which was David's general, returned, Vayaches Edom v'Gei Melach, and he hit the nation of Edom in a place called Gei Melach, Shnei Masar Aleph, 12,000 men. Now, after talking about his victory over here, he talks about the future, and he says, Halikim Zanachtanu, God has forsaken us, Pratstanu, he has breached us, Anafta, you were angry with us, Teshevivlanu, and he asked, please restore us to the way we were before. Hirash the Eretz, he made the land quake, which refers to the Roman exile, that the Romans were causing the land to tremble from the marching. Petsamta, you broke it, which means he broke the land. And he asked of God, heal its fragments, chimata, because it fell down, and it went to a very low place, which it has to be lifted up from that. It's really describing how bad the exile is. Herisa amcha kasha, you showed your nation harshness. Hishkisanu yayin tarela, you made us drink benamig wine, and then now we've become so insensitive to any pain, since we have suffered so much from this Roman exile. Nasata l'reyecha, you gave to the ones that fear you nes, a trial, lisnoises, in order to be proven that we are indeed faithful, for the sake of truth, that everyone should recognize that the Jewish people deserve to be rewarded, that they withstood all these trials. L'man yecholtzun yididecha, in order that for the ones that are beloved to you, they should be released from this. Hashiam yamincha va'aneni, save me with your right hand and answer me. Halikim dibur b'kache, God said in his sanctity that he's saying over here that in the future the Jewish people are going to come over under the rule of David again. And obviously he's also talking about what's currently happening now after conquering Aram and Edom, that he's going to rule over his nation. Eliza, I'll be happy, which refers to the fact that he'll be happy in his victory. Achal Kashchem, I'll divide the portions of 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 the enemies to the people returning to the land of Israel. Ve'emek Sukkos Amadid, and the valley of Sukkos I'm going to measure out. Now, the significance of specifically the place of Emek Sukkos is because at a certain point there was the Ishbaishis that at a certain time challenged David, and now we're saying even that portion, David is going to be the one that's going to apportion it to the Jewish people. And he goes on, Li Gilad v'li Menashe v'Ephraim, to me is Gilad and Menashe Ephraim, which were portions that belonged to Ishbaishis, who had at a certain point of time had rebelled against David, and he's saying now his kingship is going to be full, he's going to have everything, Moiz Reishi, and it's going to be a stronghold to my head. Yehuda Mechoiki, Yehuda is the lawgiver, which means that the people from my tribe who are gonna enforce the law are gonna come from the tribe of Yehuda. Moav Tzirachzi, Moav, the nation of Moav, who fought against me, is going to be my wash basin. He's describing how disgusted he is by Moav. Al Edom Ashtechnali, on Edom I am going to put my shoe, which shows how he subjugated the armies of Aram and Edom. Alai Pleshes Hisrayai. And then he calls to Plishtim, and he says, and he calls out that they should be shattered before me. And now, as a plea to the future, he says, Mi Vileni, who is going to bring me Ir Matzer to the fortified city? Mi Nachani ad Edom, who is going to lead me unto Edom? Which is coming to talk about the future and say that this great battle against Edom, against Rome, who's going to enable me to win if not for you? And he's saying, on the other hand, if I don't have your help, I don't have the power to win. In the past, you God, you have forsaken us, and you have not gone out with our legions. So it's only with your help that we're going to be able to overcome the last Galus of Edom. And he pleads to God, Havalanu Esas Mitzar, grant us help against the enemy. Veshav Teshua Sodom, and the salvation of man is false. It's not enough to help us. Only if we rely on God could we win. Belikim, through God Nasachel, could we form an army. And it's going to be through God's help that we're going to trample our enemies.